what's going on, guys? I'm just getting everything set up here. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Edit video 358 down 336, and then go over here, change documents. Another red day today, guys. It is what it is. You know, it's I've been on, this is probably one of the worst stretches of my trading career. After the best stretch of my career. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're not even denting the past, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, even the past month. I am live going over the worst stretch of my trading career. I'm just getting everything set up here. Again, guys, hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. I'm just getting everything set up on my end. Hopefully you guys trade a little bit better than me. There was definitely some opportunities out there nonetheless, but I will go ahead and explain why I missed out on those and why, going forward, I learned a lot today. I was actually much more frustrated on Friday than I was today, so, there's that. Let's see, go like this and then go like this. All right. Cool. And then I got to post it on social media quick. Yeah. So, I was actually much more frustrated on Friday than I am today, even though I lost double the amount. But I pretty much held to my plan, my process, my strategy, and ended up, sticking to what I wanted to do in the end. But, this time it didn't work out. I stuck to my plan, my process, my strategy. And actually, I didn't trade necessarily too bad today. It's just a rare setup happened on lower volume, and, I paid the price today. So I'll go ahead and explain it here in a second, but let me get this set up here. BTX, we had SCPS, we had, what else do we have? RHE, we had game, and then we had one more. What was the other runner today, guys? We can do corrects. It's fine. All right, there's that. All right, guys. So I posted that. Let me make sure I post it on Twitter quick. Yeah. Okay. I'll go live on TikTok now. All right, guys. So today I tried to short. Oops, I didn't realize the camera wasn't on me. Today, guys, I tried to short SCPS and it didn't work. And I'll explain everything on what my thoughts were with it, why I shorted it, why I'm actually not that upset about it, and how to better it going forward. So, those of you guys out there, as always, subscribe to the channel. I gotta turn that off. Anyways, hopefully you guys had a great trading day. Hopefully you guys had a much better day than me. And yeah. So, today was obviously not a great day. Today was a big red day. But I will say Friday was a lot more frustrating in terms of, me sticking to my plan, my process, and my strategy. So I just want you guys to know that. I know that today is a lot bigger of a loss, but I'm much more frustrated on Friday than I was today. Now, these stretches, guys, these stretches in people's trading career, no one really likes to talk about these. No one really likes to say these things are true. I just went on a a tear over the past, the first 3 months of my trading this year. I was up 12.4 million just in one account, and that's this account, not even including my other accounts, which I was up big in those ones as well. So, I know it seems like everything's going downhill, and this is probably one of the worst stretches of my trading career. I would say this is the worst. Percentage-wise, probably not. P&L-wise, no question. But we've also been very blessed and very fortunate to have volatile times over the past 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and capitalize huge on those opportunities. So in the big picture of things, there's just a little dip in what's going on going forward. In the small scheme of things, it looks like it's insane, but in the end, I learned a lot today. Why is my back hurting? I don't know why. It's annoying me. In the end, I learned a lot today. And yeah, I know my video's frozen. I'm sorry about that. It happens. But, it's this is an important stage of people's career. People don't just go up, right? That's not how people trade. You have dips and valleys in your career. You have dips and valleys in what you're doing. You have dips and valleys in any part of sports, professional athletes even. We can go and look at golfers, right? You have golfers that, like Rory McIlroy, world number one, then falls off. Dustin Johnson, world number one, then falls off. Jason Day, world number one, then falls off. And so these things happen, okay? But today wasn't not even close to as frustrating on Friday. Because I'm not that frustrated about my trades today. On Friday, I was very frustrated with my execution and how I gave everything back, and it was pretty obvious that I was the backside. But let's go ahead and look at SCPS, okay? Okay, so I follow my rule here. My rule is anything after 3 holds on the way up, I generally short, okay? But I didn't take a whole lot of size on this third hold because we had gone up maybe 80% or so, or 60% on no volume. And this is really where we only got the volume, right on that candle. I was like, I'll take size on if we hold on the next hold up, right? So I started to add more size. And then right in here is where I really started to size in on this hold. I was like, okay, 1 hold, 2 hold, 3 hold, 4 hold, 5 holds, guys. That is extremely rare to see 5 holds right out of the gates, literally right out of the gates. From 6:30 all the way up until 7:15, 7:30, or let's say 7:25. Almost an hour after market open, all this thing has done is gone straight up and halted the whole time. So number one, this thing is halting on the way up, but also it's losing interest with people because people forget about it. People, these are 10-minute holds, sometimes 15-minute holds, sometimes 5-minute holds. People will forget about the name and then start to sell it off, right? Because you're not really making anything. There's not a whole lot of traders in here. And so, this thing holds, right? And then, right in here, I had about a 1250 average, and I'm down pretty solidly here, right? And so if you go back and look at statistics, if you go back and look at where you have an edge, I would say 90% of the time after 3 holds, it just goes straight up with on 1-minute candles and get halted. 90% of the time, they end up falling back. At least 40%, okay? Now, if they go up a 4th hold, it's generally 95%. A 5th hold, it's like 96%. Now, where you see the percentages flip on you, though, the only thing that you might see flip on the bullish side of things is that the volume was very, very light. It wasn't a huge amount of shares churning. That can create more holds to the way up because it doesn't take a lot of volume for this thing to go up. That was the only thing against me on this trade. It kept holding up on low volume, okay? So I was like, okay, it just went straight up. Now we're at 15 from 6, and it took an hour to do it. Stocks don't just go straight up. I've never seen it my entire career on anything that I've ever studied. I've never seen a stock just go like this. And this is one of those rare ideas where, this thing just goes straight up and hardly gets a pullback. And so we get a pullback, and I covered about 10,000 shares here, okay? And then, this thing just starts ripping, and I'm starting to re-short these highs. And then I'm just blown away. It's tapping $20 here, and I am blown away. I actually covered some due to, my brokerage just saying, hey, we're waving the white flag for you. And these opportunities are so few and far between, then that was okay for me. These opportunities are so few and far between with the amount of holds we were getting and how fast this thing moved up. I mean, in an hour and 15 minutes, this was up 200%, and all it was holding, basically. So, and then I covered basically the rest right in here, and I locked up my $332,000 loss. And that was that. And sure, what I wish I would have held. I could have held all day, yes. And I could have, then have made gains today. I could have, if I would have held, I'd be up probably to $1 million on the account. Okay? But, at the end of the day, I still knew that we're close to seeing that parabolic runner. And with the amount of size that I had on this, I couldn't take any chances. It's not like I could hold this one very easily. If we get up here, if we get up into the 21s, 22s, then we're basically done in the account. You know what I mean? So I needed to take some risk off. I needed to make the smart decision and make sure this didn't happen again. And I knew that in the back of my mind, this thing, at the end of the day, when it gets pullbacks, can continue to go because I've been waiting for a huge runner, a huge ripper. Okay? And so, all that being said, guys, this stock won against me. It took its W from me, and I walked away a loser. But the moral of the story here is 95%, 97% of the time, this has panned out for me. Shorting on the holds, third hold, fourth hold, fifth hold. So I'm not frustrated about this trade. I'm not frustrated about anything that I did here. I'm frustrated that this thing just kept going. That's it. I'm frustrated that I'm looking at this and, it didn't pan out the way I would have liked. And sure, I'm frustrated that if I would have held it, I could be up big on the day. But I'm not going to hold through all this chop, and I'm not going to get the chance to just get squeezed out again. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not too much size. If I had a fourth of the position, then sure, maybe I do that. Maybe I have a little bit more risk on, right? But I was way too much size. Well, I wouldn't even say way too much size. I wasn't even too much size in my opinion. It was decent size. I think I did pretty good with my sizing, and I was pretty patient with where I was shorting. I ended up with a 13.52.4 average. That's right here. Okay? That's right there with good amount of size. So, that white line there was where I was averaging short. And so, I waited, first hold, second hold, third hold, first hold, second hold, third hold, fourth hold, fifth hold. I waited outside the fifth hold to get my average. Literally. Like, outside the fifth hold is where I took my average. Like, I was taking pieces here and here, but I wasn't too frustrated about my patience because I thought I did pretty damn good with my patience. And I covered some here to take some risk off, right? But then here is where, this thing, I don't know if I've ever seen something like that in this type of form. We halted 5 times on the way up. I think we halted 6 times on the way up, came down, and then we halted 3 more times on the way up. I think maybe a 4th time. And in the end, the thesis was right here. I would have held this. I would have made a ton of money, right? But I just had too much size on, too much risk on. And, at the end of the day, I am actually a lot more happy with today's trading day than I was on Friday. Friday was one of the worst trading days I've had in over probably a year, I would say. Today, I know it looks bad P&L wise, but I would take this trade 100 out of 100 times, guys. There is no question I would take this trade. There is no reason. Every time I've studied this type of pattern, it's generally panned out. But that's why nothing is ever 100%. Okay? Nothing is ever 100% in trading. Okay? This is a perfect example of that. Nothing is ever 100%. No matter how much studying, no matter how much size, no matter how much you go into the past, nothing is ever 100% no matter what anyone ever tells you. Okay? So yes, I'm down $336,000 in a day. And yes, I'm down over $500,000 in 2 days, or just about. And yes, I'm down, $1 million plus in the past month, right? But in the end, these are just dips and valleys for my trading career. And right now, I'm in one of the worst, stretches of my trading career. Percentage-wise, no. P&L-wise, no question. Okay? But all that matters to me is percentage. Percentage is everything. Now, I know that I say P&L a lot because I have P&L challenge goals. I have goals. I have 1K to 30 mil, which is my goal in this challenge. Now, I want you guys to make sure, though, that you guys focus on percentage no matter what. DPW had $2 million in net income. Decent earnings. So, yeah. I'm not really worried. No, I'm never going to reload my account, Spit Cane. That's just not the way I trade. I always want to trade with the house's money. I always want to trade on, with the house's money, meaning the market's money. Meaning when the stock goes up, I use that money. When the stock goes down and I short it, I use that money. I've never refunded my account ever since I started with $1,000 and don't plan to, okay? So, that's the name of the game, though, guys. It's unfortunate. I wish that I would have, held. But honestly, I don't really. I traded this pretty much perfectly in my books. I'm not really frustrated. I'm not really sad about it. And I'll come back tomorrow with the my head over my shoulders and my head held up high, and come back tomorrow with the base hit after base hit after base hit mentality. Today was just unfortunate. We're starting to get a little bit of momentum back, so I'm probably going to ease back on the shorting. Probably just I need to stick long bias right now, because if you look at the stocks over the past 4 or 5 days, we're starting to see 100%, 200%, 300% runners. So we're starting to get that little bit of momentum back, just on random names. I would say it's more hinted towards biopharmaceuticals, but that's something that you have to notice. But yeah, guys, today was a frustrating day, but not nearly as frustrating as Friday. I'm actually not really upset at all about today. I could have, been a little bit more patient with it, but again, I had too much size and had to get out of there, knowing that anything could happen with that stock. On my long-term guys, I actually added a stock today. I added Open, which is Open Door. I really like the concept here. I think it could be the Amazon of real estate in the future, in the next 10, 15, 20 years. I really like the thought process here. And I really like, where they're at. They did $747 million. They beat estimates at $620 million. And it just makes real estate purchasing a lot easier. The only ones I think that are similar is Zillow, and then a company that's not public, which is called what was it called? Something else. But anyways, I really like the Open stock, so I bought some today. Did I add anything else today? No, I think I just bought Open. Still sitting in my snow position down there at the 188s. I grabbed some coin at about a 220 average. FSLR grabbed at 68. Oh, Roblox is one of the ones that's really crushing it for me. I got in Roblox at right down in here at $68 a share. I wish I would have grabbed more. That one was kind of a lower size. Snowflake was one of my biggest positions on the long term. But anyways, guys, I want you guys to know the scanner, guys, there's a sale going on. I want you guys to all know this. This is probably my number one tool for finding stocks throughout the day. I probably find about 60 to 80% of the stocks that I trade. It's like trading blind without my scanner. About 2 months ago, it turned off on me. And I actually realized how much I really rely on it because, let's say if a stock's going down like TAL, right? I would have never saw TAL today if it wasn't for the scanner, right? The scanner caught all this sell-off, right? Or like CCXI. When it was selling off, big time, it was being caught on the scanner. Another one, VIAC, all over the scanner, or another RHE today was on the scanner, which was a nice runner. GameStop was on the scanner. guys, it just gives me so many ideas to be like, okay, that one doesn't work. This one does work. That one, I could look back on that one. Or like waiting for opportunities where there's news and it just goes straight down. And now you have the idea on your scanner and it's just spitting out, DPW, 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 DPW. I mean, even if you look right now, DPW is on the scanner. Okay, DPW has caught it. Our first alert on DPW was... here, because it had earnings, was 249. Okay, and I saw that and I pulled DPW up because I was going to see what the news was. I mean, it's just, guys, having a scanner that scans through and sifts through the entire market in milliseconds is such an advantage. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you on it. This is what I use. One of my number one tools that I use is Trade Ideas. I've been using them for years, probably about 4 years now. And they're doing a sale. Let's see. Where is it? Trade Ideas. So I've used a Trade Drive 25, all caps. You're going to get 25% off. Trade Drive 25 is going to be 25% off Trade Ideas, and then you still have to purchase my scanner settings. The settings are what I use. Trade Ideas is their own company, but Trade Drive 25, they very rarely do this kind of sale, so I want you guys to know that they're doing this sale. That's why I'm saying it, because they don't usually do sales, so check out that link. I guess I can post it here. There is Trade Ideas, and then use Trade Drive 25 for a discount code, and then here is my scanner settings right there, and then here is the YouTube video to understand how to use that. It's all in the link description below as well, but you can check that out. And then lastly, guys, so check out that scanner. It's 25% off. Link in the description on Instagram, on TikTok. Check that out. You'll see it on there. And then I donated $1,000 to this guy's GoFundMe. If you read the story, it's quite sad, and I donated $1,000 to Anita. This is I'm not gonna read it all, but it's definitely something that I wanted to participate in. A lot of people send me GoFundMes and things like this, and a lot of people ask for donations and stuff, and I don't usually give free handouts, but this one hit me pretty hard, and it sounds very, very compelling, and it's just very sad. So hopefully, if anybody can, even $1, no one ever judges you for how much you donate, but anything's better than nothing. So feel free to check that out as well. I'll post that link there too. And even though I'm going through a rough time in my trading career, it doesn't matter. People are in need out there, and it will never stop me. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for supporting the NorMagnoTrading.com community. I'm sorry for staying on so long. I will see you guys on Tuesday, tomorrow. I'm gonna go work out, try and get rid of today's mentality. I'm not frustrated about today really at all. I mean, I'm somewhat frustrated because it's a red day, but I would have taken that trade 10 out of 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 10, 100 out of 100, 1,000 out of 1,000 times, guys. So I'm not that mad. Just keep studying, keep grinding. If I'm not a financial advisor, trade at your own risk, have a plan, a process, and a strategy. Free chat or my link description below. If you're interested in my course to teach you my processes, click that link description below. Brokerage that I use, link description below. Brokerage valued up to 2 free stocks, up to $1,400. Check that out. Scanner settings I use. Don't use Cam 15. Use Trade Drive 25. That'll save you 25% off. And then my scanner settings are there as well. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for supporting the NorMagnoTrading.com community. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon if I make new videos. Cheers, team. Go Hawks.